Hey, welcome back to the Corporate Burnouts. How are you, Mandy?
So good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm not in sunny Florida, so I'm not as good as you.
Yeah. So it is lovely in sunny South Florida. It is a little bit cooler today. We had the first couple days we were here, we had 80 degrees and sunny and the beach and the pool and all the good stuff. And
Yeah,
now it's only getting up to like 63 today, but it just feels like a wonderful fall day as opposed to the winter hell that is the
yeah,
Midwest right now. So I'm happy. I'm happy we had Christmas with my family, with Dan's family, and then we got on the road on the 26th. We brought Brody and one of his friends, and they'll be flying back tomorrow,
hmm
and then we'll stay for another couple weeks, but it's exciting. It's fun to get out of town always. And we never bring, I mean, it's not that we never bring the kids. We go on vacations with them all the time, but they don't love the camper as much. So we were glad that
yeah.
the boys wanted to come with us. And so it's been really fun. And yeah.
Well, I'm very jealous of your warm getaway. Living in Texas, you wouldn't think it would be cold, and I got to tell you, we really haven't had much of a winter to speak of just yet. It was 80 degrees on Christmas here.
Mhm.
Like, I literally wore shorts and it was fantastic. However, the very next day it was 35 degrees.
Mhm.
So, it's been very, very back and forth. I woke up this morning, it's another 35-degree morning. So I'm like, it's fine.
I don't like
It's
it.
fine.
I
Everything
don't
is
like it.
fine.
At least it didn't do anything crazy with the switch. So I had a
Yeah.
friend text me on, I don't know, maybe Sunday night, and he's like,
Mhm.
"Hey, is your family okay?" And he sends me a screenshot, and there was like devastating tornadoes in Mount Zion where my parents and my sister and nephews live.
Oh my
And
gosh.
and I was like, "Oh my God," like I haven't heard from them at all. And so I texted my mom and my sister. My sister
Sound the
didn't text
alarms.
back for 12 hours, but luckily my mom did. But it said in what he sent, it said that it went through Long Creek, which is where Mallory lives, and, like, the neighborhood that she lives in, and my mom's like, "No, it did not." But, I mean, the house is leveled, like, it was really, really bad, but
That's
it's
awful.
because it went from seriously 70 to, like, 12, you know what I mean? So
Mhm.
it brought in this crazy I don't know, but that made me worry for probably about an hour until my mom got back to me. I'm like, "Jeez." I'm sure they would have to all be dead, for no one to have contacted me if someone was hurt, and they
Yeah.
live pretty far apart, so it wouldn't, like 10 minutes
The
apart,
odds
so
of that happening. Yeah.
yes.
No,
No,
I
it didn't
got
level
you.
the town, but
Well, I'm glad you guys had a great Christmas, and I'm glad that
mhm,
everyone is safe. Christmas around here, I could not have asked for a better Christmas. It was really fantastic. The
mhm,
girls had a good Christmas morning. Their
mhm,
dad and his girlfriend came over, and of course, we were here with them, and it was just
yeah,
easy and peaceful and wholesome and good. Just felt good. We had Christmas with Chase's family on Christmas Eve, and then of course we went out and had Christmas with my family earlier this week, and it's the first Christmas without mom, so I thought this is
mhm,
a gamble. This could be really,
mhm,
sad but it wasn't. We
mhm,
definitely talked about her and shared memories and all the things, but it was good. I think
mhm,
the sad is coming to a closure and
yeah,
everybody's moving forward, and it
mhm.
felt really good. So, I'm excited about getting into the swing of things. It is New Year's Eve today. So, goodbye 2025 and all that you took from me.
But gave you 2,
Take it
Yes.
with you when you go. That's what I'm just go. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that 2025 was a good year for business. It was a good year for us starting
Mhm.
this podcast. It was a good year for a lot of things. It was a heavy year with the way that the world sits and some of the horrible
Yeah.
things that you went through. And sometimes it's just really good either way to just like close the book on it, to have a fresh start and hope
Yep.
for
I
the
saw
best.
I saw a meme yesterday that said at midnight, On the 31st, anybody who says Happy New Year is out of the club. If you're not screaming Jumanji so that we can get the hell out this game, you're not in the club. And I was like,
It's
yeah,
seriously it
seriously, that's how I feel.
it seems unreal, and there are people who are like, "No, it's going really good," and I'm like, "We just don't see the world the same," but
Yeah.
we are
Or maybe
hoping for
your
better.
personal world isn't, we're not
Yeah.
aligned. I don't know.
No, no, and everyone does have a different outlook on things, but I love that everybody gets a new, fresh start, and you
Yeah.
just have to do something with it. Some things that I am glad about in 2025, we had a goal to start this podcast. We started it in March, so
Yep.
we got right on that goal and did everything that we needed to make it all happen, and I'm very, very grateful for hitting that goal. And we had a goal to record every week no matter what, and sometimes that was really hard. This is in fact the very first time that we are recording in the camper, because we
Yeah.
always doubled up and tripled up to make sure that while I was gone that this was all going to work, and I'm really proud that we hit that goal, because it would be so easy to be like, I mean, no one will care if we skip a week,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. But
And that
I
might be
think
true
that's,
or false, but
I think
yeah.
that speaks to like part of the purpose in which we do this, though. Of course, we want listeners. Of course, we
Mhm.
want, to bring other people in on the conversation. But it's been so meaningful to have these conversations. They're very cathartic,
Mhm.
just having it with each other. And I think that we've been not just really committed to making sure that we have an episode out every week, but that we're talking about things that really either have impacted us or things that we've learned or that we want to learn more of. And, I hope it resonates with those listeners, but I do believe that it served us as much personally as, the goals side of having a podcast. So
Mhm.
I'm very
Yeah.
proud of it. I'm very
Yep.
proud of it.
I'm proud of it. So I was really proud, you know, to have hit that goal just like you, because this was a joint goal that we had, and I'm
Hmm.
so happy that we did it. I I also had a goal to write a book. That was a little
It's
misguided. I
lofty,
Yeah. Well,
stretch
and
goal.
I even broke it up into, it's like, this is what I'm gonna get accomplished in January. Like
Yeah.
I thought it out. I definitely thought it through. But it was very much the first month was to figure out what the book was gonna be completely about. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
that is, maybe don't set a goal to write a book until you know exactly.
What you're gonna write a book about.
Yeah, and it's like I had ideas, but I am not upset that I didn't meet that goal, because now it's an us goal, right? For this year. It is
Yeah.
a it is we met with the people that we need to meet with. We understand we want to do an anthology with a whole bunch of women who have a corporate experience that was either great or not great, what they're doing now, how they overcame whatever,
Yeah.
because no matter what you do, you're going to struggle. I love where we're going with this, and we understand completely how to make it
Yes.
happen. So this will be a goal that I think can be achievable now that we know the people, we know what we're doing, and now we just have to start collecting people. So, listeners, if you
It
are
makes
somebody.
me Yeah, it makes me so excited because it goes back to kind of what I was saying earlier about bringing other people into the conversation. Like, this is just like the natural evolution of bringing other people into the conversation and getting more perspectives on the same things that we've been through, learned from, survived, if you will, and sometimes even thrived through. But the collaboration of other women and their voices and what people will be able to take away, ourselves included. I'm
Mhm.
I'm really, really excited, looking
Yeah.
forward to this year and being able to dive deeper into the anthology. So,
Mhm.
as you said, Mandy, for anybody out there, if you're interested in more or if you feel like you have a voice that makes sense to share, reach out to us.
Yeah, a story to tell. We want to share it because so many women struggle through their careers, and they
Mhm.
just need people to relate to. And So we want
Yep.
to put that out there. So we're putting that out into the world. And our affirmation is everybody's going to read this book. And we just, we can't get enough readers for the book, or we can't get enough books published for all the readers, I guess would
Yeah.
be. So anyway,
Yeah. Sell us out.
why don't you tell me about a goal that you had this year?
Girl, my year started wild, as you know, in so many different ways because I'm just hot mess express over here. But I started out the year in full on survival mode, and I don't even think that I knew how bad. I was literally just holding on by a thread.
Mhm.
And you and I had many a conversations in 2024 and all of the years prior about, so much stuff in our heads that we needed to get worked out, whether it was childhood stuff and things like that. Like, we didn't really have a specific goal per se to like get into therapy, but I knew that I needed to figure some stuff out.
Mhm.
Now,
Yeah.
that's not how I started out the year. So many things had to happen to get me to a place to actually go, oh no, this is not optional now. We're
Mhm.
going to figure some things out. But I think it's really interesting that, this year we together but separately, not really together, but together
We
but
pushed each
separately,
other.
both ended up in therapy and it's going really well. It has not
Mhm.
been this deep, dark, ugly thing. It's been so cathartic and healthy and something that I
Mhm.
look forward to. And, I can't say that I started the year with really any goals. I was surviving. And if I had any goal, it was to not just tread water. I just need to like
So
sit on
that's
the
not
shore
a
for a minute
yeah.
and breathe, and
Yep.
now I feel like I forgot what healthy felt like.
Mhm.
And it feels really good to be in a place, especially in a headspace where I feel confident to create some goals and that, in my personal life and in my headspace and professionally, and even with this podcast, like in all of these areas, there's clarity and there's confidence and there's consistency to where I can actually follow through and focus on setting a goal moving forward, not just surviving. And
Yeah.
this is definitely not a specific intention or word for the year or whatever, but definitely looking for thriving over surviving.
Mhm. Yeah. And not treading water is not a specific goal, right? But
Yeah.
you did a whole bunch of things to make that happen, right? So I am I am so glad that you're thriving. It didn't seem like that could happen for a little while, because
Yeah.
things just it snowballed, right? Like just
Mhm.
things kept happening and it's the circle of life, but it's when it all happens at the same time. Are you
Yeah.
gonna cry? I'm
Yeah.
sorry if I'm making you
No, not at
emotional.
all.
Okay. I'm
No.
sorry.
No,
Like,
I'm
do we not
good.
have
This
to talk
all
about it
feels
anymore?
really good. There are no tears coming, but if there were tears, they would be happy ones because I can tell you, life has not stopped throwing punches, and I don't anticipate that it ever will. That's part of life, right? I'm not unrealistic,
No,
but,
it can't
you
be
know,
easy.
we just had another death in the family this last
Mhm.
week.
Yep.
Funerals on Monday. Like, it's
Mhm.
not easier. I just feel like I am in a healthier place to withstand the punches that life throws at you. You
Mhm.
know,
Absolutely.
the things that I thought would literally break me and make me crumble into pieces, I have found this year have given me strength that I didn't know even existed.
Yeah. What
There's a
doesn't
lot of
kill you
good.
makes you stronger.
I hate that cliche, but it I mean, like, it's
It's
it's a real
real.
thing.
Yeah.
It's a real thing. I think that going into this year without clear goals, like, I can't look back and measure like, well, did you get your shit together? Except that, yes, I know I did because the hits still keep coming, but I'm still here and
Yeah.
like I'm actually smiling through it and
Yeah.
it's not plastic smile,
Mhm.
it's
Yep.
it's real life but genuine
Mhm.
happiness. I think that that makes all the difference in the world. Survival is a place that I don't want to get back to, but I also look back and I have a lot of, I guess, grace for myself, but also pride in that I didn't let it stop me. It
Mhm.
definitely held me down for a good while. Grief is, well,
Mhm.
terrible for anybody and for
Mhm.
lots of different reasons,
Yeah.
like loss in all forms can really tear you up. But I'm still
Yeah.
here and
Yes.
clear-headed and feel like, setting some specific goals this year.
So I want to talk about because people set goals, they make resolutions, they
Mhm.
set intentions for their year. And I want to talk about the difference between those because they are very different, right? So I want to
Yeah.
start with resolutions because resolutions, you and I kind of, I don't see the value as much in them. I think it's a way to put an intention out there, I guess,
Mhm.
and try and stick to it. It's cliche, it's all of these things, but I have never finished one. I've never been on December 31st like, "I did it. Oh, I went to the
No.
gym every day this year." Like, no, nobody most people do not stick with their resolution, right?
Mhm.
So, I'm going to set a resolution because I think that it's good to set something, put it out into the universe, right? It could work, but I want to reframe it a little bit because
Yeah.
I think that people are too rigid on their resolutions and then there's no way to keep them. And that's why the gym is busy on January 1st and
Yes.
dead by the 20th.
Yeah, I think it goes both ways though. People are either super rigid and they either like set unrealistic expectations for themselves or they're just stupid. Like I can remember being like, I'm not going to drink soda this year. Like, okay, that was
Yeah,
over
yes I
3
am.
weeks in. And the second I drank a soda, then it was like, oh, well, I mean, I've already ruined it, so I'm just going
Mhm.
to keep going.
Mhm.
That
Yep,
didn't make
and
any
I think
sense.
that is the hard part about resolutions because a goal can be to not have more than 2 sodas a week, and then
Yeah.
you don't break it. I my resolution this year is going to be to move my body every day. And I don't want it to be I have to work out for 30 minutes every day. I have to go to the gym. I have to do something specific. I need to move my body. And so that can be walking the dogs. But on the days that it sucks outside and I'm not going to walk the dogs, then it can be doing 10 push ups. Like it really can be just anything. It doesn't have to be for this amount of time where now I'm like,
Yeah.
there's no way I'm doing that. I mean, I could literally stand there while I'm microwaving my lunch and just lift my leg out to the right 10 times and then 10 times on the other side. It it is so easy to overstructure these resolutions. I just want to move
Yes.
my body every day. And at some point before I go to bed, that is something that I'm going to try and stick to.
We actually did that for a good while. It's been years now.
It was so many years ago.
Yeah, it's been years, but it was effective. And I don't remember who started it or what happened, but
Mhm.
we had a goal. And I think everybody's goals in this were a little bit different, but there was just a screenshot of different exercises that had to be done every day.
It
And we
was
had an
crunches
accountability.
and squats.
Yeah, we had an
Yeah.
accountability group chat, and it was like, once you get today's exercises done, just text the group that you did it. And that was so helpful for me
Mhm.
because it wasn't hard and it did gradually build up. So
Mhm.
it got harder, but like just getting the text like, "Hey, I did it. How's everybody's workouts coming?" It was like, "Oh crap, I still have to do that." It just kept everything top of mind. So maybe we need to start that again. Maybe
Yeah.
like
It
I need
it
to
made
know
it
like, did
fit.
you move your body today?
Yeah, it made it fit for all of us because we were all on the road and it was
Yeah.
impossible to do much else.
I have one. And it's going to be interesting and I'm going to need accountability on this. And
I mean,
it's probably going to require a continuation, maybe an acceleration of my therapy. But I would like to stop overthinking the things that I cannot control and stop trying to control things that are not mine to control.
okay.
I've had some hard lessons in that recently, teaching teenagers how to drive. This has been a good year of letting go of control, but I got Peyton on the highway in the last couple of days and it's been like, and all I
Does
can
she
think
drive
about
you
are
guys
like,
home?
No,
Okay.
no, like local highway, not interstate. No. But I did let Paisley drive her truck there. They drove separately.
She drove
She
through
is still in
Dallas?
Fort Worth. Like I am fully trying to embrace allowing my kids to learn. And it literally, people say this all the time, right? Like when your kids pull out that driveway, like a piece of your heart goes with them. And I literally feel like half my body leaves
Yeah, you
with
just
them.
hold your breath.
It's
Yeah.
crazy. But even
Mhm.
being in the car, getting Peyton up on the highway for the first time, and bless her heart, she's like white knuckled and she doesn't want to mess up. And I'm like, you're doing so great. Like, it's
Mhm.
fine. But all I can think about is I can't control the random crazy things that are going to come her way
Mhm.
or her reaction to it. But
Mhm.
I can't protect her from that. And you can't teach that without allowing it to happen. So I'm going to
Mhm.
stop overthinking the things that I can't control and trust that the good Lord's got them in their hands.
Mhm.
That and amongst all the things, this is not just about kids and driving, but I'm pretty terrible at overthinking, and I think sometimes that causes more problems than there were to begin with. So
Mhm. Yeah.
we're
This is
gonna
a
let go.
full, yeah, let go and let God. And
Yep.
you can pray about it and you can, you know, cross your
Mm-hmm.
fingers and anything that makes sense to you. But yeah, I recommend for anyone setting a resolution for this year, you got to start it on the first and you got to think about it every day. Put it on a post-it note, put it on your screensaver on your computer or your
Yeah.
phone. Keep it in front of you so that you stay on top of it because it needs to become a habit and then it becomes easier.
Then it
So,
just becomes a part of you.
mhm.
And that's really the goal.
Yeah, that's what the
Resolutions have
resolutions
always
are
been
about.
cheesy. Yeah, they've always been cheesy for me because they
Mhm.
don't get kept or they're stupid to start with. And
Mhm.
this year I just want it to be more meaningful and impactful but not like I'm not trying to like make a major overhaul in like who I am or how I live or whatever. It just needs to be, small changes that make you better over time.
Yeah. I love it. I love that. But there is a big difference between New Year's resolutions and goals, right? Because goals do not have to be started on January 1st, right? They're
Nope.
something that you work towards. And generally, they are a lot more specific or a lot bigger or smaller, like they can basically be anything. I don't want to do a class on smart goals, right? But they need to be
Right.
what's smart? Specific,
Measurable,
measurable,
attainable,
attainable,
realistic,
mhm,
and timely.
timely, right? So we have to make sure that all of those things happen. We just had a huge re-lesson of that working with the realtors on their goals for the year and their goals
Mhm.
for us. And it was so funny because they would get done with the goal and they'd be like, when is that gonna, like everything has to be in there. But we recommend when you're writing your goals for this year that you do make them smart because you have to make sure that they check all those boxes to be legitimate goals that you can reach and that you know exactly what you're working for. So I have a goal this year to write that book. We talked about that, right? It will be compiling mostly. We'll just write one little section. But I also have a goal to learn how to basically, I want to get a full keynote together, a half
Yeah.
an hour, 15 minutes, several of them. I started this, it was a goal last year to do a talk on how to get comfortable outside of your comfort zone. That's the thing that I want to do a TED talk on eventually. And I did. I did an hour at a hour presentation on it. And this year I want to work on getting all of those keynotes ready so that the next year I can really get out there and be doing those keynotes. But for
Yeah.
right now, it's a little bit rough. And I know that I am not keynote ready. I am small group ready. I can have a talk
Yeah.
with people, but I want to entertain. I want to make it impactful so that people leave with something and know exactly what they're going to do from the things that they just learned or heard or were inspired. I'm going to have to really put myself out there in public speaking classes, I guess, group
Yeah.
classes, I would assume. And it's really gonna push me, and I'm really excited, but that is my goal to have perfected the 15, 30, and 60-minute keynote.
That is one hell of a goal, and it's not new. We've talked about this a billion times of,
Mhm,
having a front row seat of your progression over time of being comfortable in front of rooms and in presentations and things like that,
mhm,
and just how far you've come. Like that is sort of an ultimate accomplishment when it comes to that side of your professional development that I'm
mhm.
super excited to see. That's
Yes.
I mean, I've never done a keynote. I'm not definitely not gonna put myself in that sort of a light at all, but I'm the kind of person that could probably just get up there and wing it and probably not think a thing about it, but we're not built the same in that. So,
No, we
I
are
don't
not.
wanna do a keynote. That's not on my list, but I am super pumped for you.
Mhm. Yeah.
My goals this year are, a little bit more, going back to the whole, like, I don't wanna be all woo woo about it, but like the health and wellness and just I'm looking for stability in all of the things. And
Mhm,
um, I have goals that are around my health. I have goals that are around my finances. I have goals that are around my time management. I'm going to tell you out loud that time management is a thing, and I will acknowledge that it has not been a strong suit. However, I will commit to being more intentional with my time, how it's
mhm,
spent personally, how it's spent professionally, and just being present in those moments. I think I'm really guilty of just letting minutes go by in same way that I'm guilty of letting dollars fly out of my pocket,
mhm.
just being so much more mindful of how I'm spending my resources.
How can those be specific and measurable?
Oh, I definitely have some specific goals when it comes to that. That's just
Mhm,
sort of like an overarching theme
mhm.
to it. When it comes to my health, I will say I've
Yep,
lost
weights.
dramatic amounts
Mhm,
of weight over time, but it always seems to like accompany depression and, the
mhm,
negative aspect of life. So I want
mhm,
to be really intentional about how I move my body, what I put into my body, and making sure that I'm doing it with a purpose. It's not for entertainment. It's not out of boredom. It's not, because something just really sounds good. Like food is fuel. Is it
mhm,
fueling me or is it holding me back? And I don't have
mhm,
like weight loss goals or specific fitness goals in that. I want to have a healthier lifestyle. And if
mhm,
I make conscious thoughts of what's going to be good for me in this meal or in this activity, then we're going to be moving the needle forward. And not just in that, we're setting a better expectation for kids to follow in my footsteps. Because I got to tell
mhm,
you, I had a
mhm,
great metabolism in high school, just like they do.
mhm,
And I didn't have great practices to support that. So I
mhm,
know exactly where they are, and I've seen the road I've walked since then. So I'm like, oof, let's get them started with some really great habits before they go off into this world alone
mhm,
without me or, their high school routine to keep them in
mhm,
check and their wonderful teenage metabolism.
mhm.
So things like that. When it comes to time and being very intentional with that, I am the world's worst about not putting things on the calendar. I trust my memory, even though I know that my memory is not trustworthy anymore.
Yeah.
So we're going to stop that nonsense. We're just going
Mhm,
to put things on a calendar. I can't
mhm,
stand when my kids have to remind me about something 15 times and then they feel like they're momming me. I don't know if that's like a perimenopause thing. I don't know if it's an ADHD thing. I don't know if it's just an
mhm.
age thing or if maybe I've always been this way and I'm just now really seeing it. But
No, we already talked about this. The
I
reason
know.
that you're doing this is because you bucked the system of this, stringent calendar that we kept. And so now we go back to checklists and to-do lists and calendars, and you
Yeah.
have to do it. The second that somebody asks you to do something, you put it directly there because our
Well,
brains are
that's
not meant to,
yeah,
hold
that's
ideas.
kind of my
They're meant
point.
to make ideas. Yeah.
I lived and died by that calendar for so many years. I don't know if I had such a great memory before that I didn't have to, like before I was using that system,
Mhm,
or if I didn't have as much stuff to hold in my life that it was easier. I don't know what that is, but
mhm,
we're not going to go back there We're just going to keep moving forward. And
Mhm.
I will not be color coding my calendar because I literally saw a picture of my corporate calendar the other day and it made me want to vomit at all the
You
colors
don't
because
have
I
to
still
color
know
code
what
it.
they mean. I still know what they mean. And I'm like, oh, the conference call days.
The conference
But
calls.
yeah, so just, being more intentional and productive with my time and not just in a professional sense, right?
Mhm,
Like the time that I give my kids, is it quality or is it like we're both in the house but nobody's really interacting? The time that I spend
mhm.
with Chase, the time that I give to my job, going to see my family. Like I want to be more intentional about those things so that my time is better spent and not just wasted.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. I want everybody to think about goals, right? I think that you can set goals anytime throughout the year. Hell, Mandy, you set a goal halfway through the year last year to start getting up at 5 a.m. and it didn't work because that's stupid. But
To
like,
be fair, I didn't set this goal, and that's part of why it didn't work.
okay,
That was something that was asked of me by, the first therapist that I started to see, and
yeah,
I
she
quickly
was a good
realized
one. Yeah.
not only was it not the right therapist, she clearly didn't know me because 'cause
Mm-mm.
I'm not getting up at 5 AM for no reason. I gotta tell
Yeah.
you though, I have started getting up early. Not 5 AM, and I'm not holding myself to a
Hmm.
time, but it does make a difference. It makes a difference in how much time you have for your day, and the
Hmm.
more I can start my day productive early, I find that those days kinda snowball, so just continuing to do those things, but, not every goal that you set for yourself, like that particular one. This goal,
Hmm.
I'm gonna get up every day at 5 AM and I'm gonna sit on the couch for an hour and drink my coffee and read the Bible and whatever. It's like, I knew dang good and well the moment that was asked me, it was like, well, this is gonna last 2 weeks and
Right.
then it's gonna be
And
over. And
not
that's what
even.
happened.
Yes.
But
Well,
it
and
didn't have to be completely derailed, right? Like
mhm,
it adjusted and evolved over time to where it was like, okay, this way of this idea didn't work.
mhm.
But what can I do in a way to get that same result in a way that's gonna be sustainable?
Yeah, I mean, but why I think that what people do is they say, I want to do this thing. And it's like, why don't we take smaller steps? Because you didn't
Yeah.
usually wake up until like 8 o'clock. So, like,
Yeah.
why wake up 3 hours earlier? Let's just try and get in an extra hour, right? Like,
Right.
or a half an hour. Because it is, luckily, you and I both have started to automatically wake up just a little bit earlier. It
Mhm.
makes it so that you can start the day a little bit earlier. But if you have to force yourself, it is really, really difficult. I think that people just need to think about their goals in a way of, is it attainable? And we talked about that, but
Yeah, but you
is 5
really
a.m.
have to think
attainable?
about that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's an unrealistic expectation for the person that I know that I am and the habits that are already in place.
Hmm.
It's
Yeah, work
not.
your way to that. If
Mhm.
that's something that's really important to you to get to, work your way to that. Don't say, or I'm going to lose 100 pounds this year. It's like, let's focus on 20 pounds. Hopefully, you have created the systems and the habits and the, new,
Routines that will get you
yes.
there. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. And maybe it becomes more, or maybe next year you have, 50 pounds that you can set a goal for.
Yeah.
Either way, I think that it's important to set the goals, to set personal, professional, whatever goals you want, and then to break them down into smaller bite-size goals that you
Mhm.
can. So for my goal of wanting to figure out these keynotes, I can't just start doing that in November. So I need to, in
Yeah.
January, figure out groups that meet that help you with this. And then in February, I need to start going. And maybe I need to go twice that month. And then, so I need
Yeah.
to set it all up and then stick to it, because then it feels attainable. If I am looking at my goals list in October and I'm like, I really need to get on this, I could still possibly achieve that goal, but it's gonna feel like a nightmare because I'm gonna have to squeeze so much into such it's gonna be like a keynote boot camp to make it all happen, whereas throughout the year, it could be attainable. So, anyway, set your goals. If you don't set goals, that's fine, but I recommend setting a couple because it really feels good to reach them and to stretch yourself to be a little bit uncomfortable and get
Yeah,
something that
and
you
I
really
think
want.
I think it's also really good to, like, in the process of goal setting, you have to, like, take stock of where you're at currently in a particular area or multiple areas of your life, and just, like, having that marker set of, like, "This is where I am," lets you measure your progress throughout
Mhm.
the year. So they don't all have to be stretch goals that are gonna be super hard and take it all out of you. The goal is
Mhm.
not to be exhausted by your goals, it's
Mhm.
to be motivated by your goals.
Mhm.
So, operating by that SMART acronym is brilliant. But the other thing that I will tell you is if you don't, like you said a while ago about setting those milestones and the check ins and that sort of thing, if you don't have an accountability system or support system, that makes all the difference in the world. I love the concept. And, in our corporate life, we always set quarterly goals so that they were check
Mhm.
in, but they were usually breakdowns of overarching goals that we wanted to achieve for the
Mhm.
year, which is fantastic. It gave us the check in points. But the
Mhm.
most impactful thing to me about that was I was accountable to not just myself. Because I can have all this stuff going on inside my head of what I want to achieve. But at the end of the year, if I don't hit it, I've really only let myself down. And I don't know why that's the easiest person in the world to be like, meh, you're fine.
Yeah, we do it all the time.
We do it all the time. We shouldn't. That should be the
Yep.
last person that you want to let down. But it's not. It's
Mhm.
the easiest person to say no to. It's the easiest person to put on the back burner.
Mhm.
But when I have a support system of people who have said, no, I'm going to do this and this is why, and I want your help holding me accountable, whether it's, getting on the squats and the crunches or like mine, my productivity and the time management of it all.
Yeah. I'll
Those
be holding
goals
you
are going to
accountable for
be
that. Yeah.
yeah, those
Mhm.
goals are going to be a lot easier for me to achieve because I know that I have somebody out there that's rooting for me, that's keeping up on
Mhm.
those things with me,
Yeah.
checking in, going, "Hey, where are you at with that?"
Mhm. Yeah,
So if you
I
don't
agree.
have that built into your life automatically, find a friend and oh my god, send us an email. We'll be your friend. That's fine.
Yeah.
I love that.
Mhm.
But I think at least for me, I am a
Mhm.
collaborative person, even with
Mhm.
things that only apply to me, myself, and I still
Yeah.
need a Mandy, a
Mhm.
different Mandy to help me with that accountability aspect of things. Just because, words that you say out loud and when you set an intention to another human, it changes things. There's power in it. And
Mhm.
if you don't tell it, it's too easy to let it go. Pretend like it never
Yeah.
happened.
Absolutely. Well, since you brought up intentions, I want to talk about this is kind of the third part of the new year for me is to recap the intention that I set last year, my word of the year,
Mhm.
and then set a new one for 2026. And I I would be interested to know how many people set a word of the year. I
Uh-huh.
love this. I started doing it several years ago because someone I networked with made intention bracelets that she put your word on. And I just think that it's huge to have something that you think about all the time that you're like, my word. So last year my word was growth. I wanted to grow personally. So that
Check that
was the
box. You killed it.
yeah, yeah, I really did. And then I wanted to grow professionally, the business and myself, my skills of what I do
Mhm.
and I wanted to grow as a friend and stepmom and every part of my personal life. And I feel like for the most part, I focused on it a lot and I pushed myself. And I think that having a word that you focus on like that and intention is huge because while I think that goals are totally attainable if you stay focused on them, a word is almost like an affirmation, like you say it every day,
Yeah.
you think about it, you plan around it. But I think if you can focus on it and keep it front of mind in everything that you're doing, I think that it it is a non-specific kind of goal, right?
Yeah.
So, what is your word for this year?
Well, mine is overarching of all of the goals that I have set all come back to my intention for the year. And it's kind of funny because my intention for the year is to be intentional. My word is intentional. I want
Mhm,
there to be thought and purpose and mindfulness by every aspect of my life, whether it's how I move my body, how I fuel my body, how I spend my time, how I spend my money, how like all of these things. I want there to be purpose and thoughtfulness behind it because
mhm,
I don't want another year of time, a year of time, but
mhm,
also another year of resources in its totality to feel like any of it was wasted. We only have so much left on this
mhm,
earth. And with kids in high school, I'm realizing that I only have so much left with these little baby birds in the nest. They're
mhm,
already flying around the highway. So
mhm,
I just want to make sure that every yes is a choice and every
mhm,
no is on purpose. I want to
mhm.
make sure that there is intention behind all of my actions and all of my lack of action.
I love that. I think that that's perfect for you because it is overarching, right? That's what you
Mhm.
want your word to be. You want it to be overarching to accomplish exactly what you're trying to do, and I think that that is perfect. I love it.
Thank
So,
you. I'm excited.
yeah. So my word of the year is automation. I want to focus on automating as much as I can with work so that I have more time for my personal life. I want to automate as much as I can. I still have bills that are not on auto pay. Why?
Yeah.
I pay them every single month. They go on a credit card so I can get the points. It's not like I'm waiting to have the money in my account, you know?
Yeah.
So it's just it's dumb. It's not I just need
And it's
to
going to take you 5 minutes.
focus. Yeah. But I'm also going to need to make sure that every time I get something new that it's automated and
Mhm.
that every single thing that can be automated for my personal life or my professional life is done because I spend a lot of time doing things that a computer can do, you know, that
Yeah.
that AI can do that and I think that AI will be really really helpful in this. But I just want to have more time for the things that are important in life. And it's not to say that my business and my work and things like that are not important. It feeds
Yeah.
3 people. But I
Well, yeah, and it's not to say that you're gonna automate your work, right?
right.
Like, there
No,
are
because there are still
processes.
things that I love in it, right? I still
Yeah.
want to, make the social media for the couple of clients that I keep. I still want to learn everything there is to know about SEO. I still want to there's so many things. I think that I was talking to Dan about this. I'm like, I need to figure out how to get some stuff off my plate that is boring, you know? And
Yeah.
all the boring stuff that's not creative, a computer can do it. There is a workflow. There is
Mhm.
something. And since I learned about that app builder thing that builds those workflows that we made for the social
Mhm.
media accounts, I am like, what else can I workflow? Right?
Yeah, you're kind of
So
addicted to
I am
creating systems that help you work
mhm.
smarter, not harder.
Yes.
And I'm
Yes.
excited because that's just going to spill over into my life too, and I'm sure we'll have
Yeah.
some automated systems that will kind of align all of these
Yeah.
things together to where I'm spending intentional time where it needs to be spent and you are spending intentional time with your
Mhm.
family and doing the things that mean the most to you versus, you know,
Yeah.
sending
Yeah.
invoices
During
and
the holidays,
paying bills.
you spend a lot more time with friends and family because less people are needing things from you because
Yep.
everyone's spending their time with friends and family. And I'm like, I don't spend enough time with friends. Like, I see my family quite a bit, right?
Yeah.
It's not like I abandon them for work. I always make it a priority, but then I have to take away from my personal life, my friend's life to
Yep.
get the work done, to get the bills done, to get the errands done, and I think that I just need to figure out how to make it all happen because I spent time with friends during the holidays and I'm like, I'm not doing this enough. And I'm
Yeah.
always telling myself I don't really need that much time with friends because I'm an introvert and I love my life at home. And that is all still true, but I don't need to take away from the time at home and the time with my family. I need to take away the time for friends from the stuff that I do that's boring and sucks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just get that
Yeah.
out of here.
Get rid
We
of
don't
that.
need
So
that.
I'm really excited because it also makes my brain work hard to think about like how can I make this not my problem without making it someone else's problem, right? Because
Right.
I could give you and Mallory a whole bunch more work, you know, but it's it's all busy stupid work that none of us want to do. So how do I automate it? And I'm pretty excited that just in life in general, we're gonna make that a priority. So
Yep.
that's my intention. Automation. We would absolutely love to hear your intention words for the year and what you want to do, how it's going to make you better or make your life better or make somebody else's life better. That is what it's all about. And I do believe that this is the easiest one of the three, the resolutions, the intentions, the
Oh,
goals,
yeah.
you know.
Because it's a
So,
mindset. This is
mhm.
really about setting your mindset to be able to achieve the goals that you have.
Mhm. Absolutely.
It's a starting
So,
point, if you ask me.
yes. Yes. So please, please just tell us in the comments or send us an email or get on our website and send us a story about what you're doing. We want to hear all about it because I don't ever want to say new year, new you. But I think that
No, it
sucks.
doesn't need to be a new
Yeah.
you. We're just
No,
gonna
but
put some
new
lipstick on
year,
it.
new intentions, new goals,
Yeah.
new
New
everything
direction.
because we have a fresh start and I mean, you can have a fresh start every Monday if you want to. But for the most part, we get a fresh start once a year and let's use it wisely.
I agree. Well, I hope that you have the happiest new year ever. Not just the whole year. I meant specifically tonight.
Yeah, new year.
I don't
Actually, you wanna
know.
know what?
Yeah.
We're gonna do something new that we've never done before. So, you know those, like, Chinese lanterns that you light and then they just kind of float
Yeah.
away? So, I got
Are
some
you
on
doing
Amazon.
those?
Yeah, so we got Sharpies and we're gonna write our, intentions, resolution,
Yeah.
whatever we want for this year, and we're gonna write those, and then we're gonna set them off,
I
and
love
I'm
that. That's
excited.
so cool. Well, with any luck, I'll be tucked tightly in my bed when the ball drops.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna do this earlier.
Yeah,
Even the
I'm like,
boys
I
were
don't
like, "I
care
don't
about all
think I'm gonna
that.
stay up until midnight until New Year's," and Dan's like, "Me neither," and I'm like, "I am absolutely fine with that. We can
Yeah, it
celebrate
doesn't hurt my
that
feelings.
at 8 o'clock, and we can set off those lanterns and cheers with the Welch's,
Yep.
for the kids and"
The cider.
Yeah.
I love
No,
that.
so
We're gonna watch some football,
yeah.
play some game with friends, and be low key. No time
Mhm.
on the highways. Not trying to mess with all that.
No, don't go out and about. It
Mm-mm.
makes me so nervous on New
Me
Year's.
too.
It is
You know, I have
amateur hour.
never, ever been out on New Year's Eve.
Never.
No. It freaks me out. I don't need to be a
Yeah.
part of all that. You guys and your drunk driving, do your own thing. I'm staying at home. I'll be
Yeah.
having a pajama party.
Yeah. We always did like, we would stay at a hotel if we went out or we'd never
Hmm.
drive, but I don't wanna be on the road with anybody because it
No.
doesn't seem worth it. I am glad that we will all be here at the camper and not having to worry
Yeah.
about that. Yeah.
Me too.
Cool.
Well, I hope that you enjoy it and
Yes.
we'll see you next year.
Yeah, we'll see you all next year.
Bye.
See ya. Bye-bye.